to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
How to Make a Killing. 2026, available right now on HBO Max. I think you should watch this movie, my fellow film buffers, and welcome back. I'm your host, Peter A. DeLuca, the one and only, coming to you from Philadelphia, PA. And if you're new here, we obsess over movies. We obsess about our collected and individual experiences watching maybe what might be the world's greatest art form of all time, forever. I love movies, I love filmmaking, I love talking about it, and that's a little bit of the genesis of this show, even though, it's had a couple different forms throughout the years, but we're over 1,200 episodes deep. Isn't that amazing? And sometimes, just to get in front of the microphone, into your ears, it's a battle, it's a journey. I beg, implore, motivate you to follow me on Twitter. It's AKAPAD. Call me whatever you want. Some people just like to call me Pad because they get the AKA. Some people call me AKAPAD. There you can follow me. You get more updates. You get a little bit more activity because I just went through hell to get to this moment right here. And what exactly is that? Well, let me tell you. Last night, I was working on an IT issue for some freelance work. Had a blip, a network blip. It could have been on their end, could have been on my end, but it just, everything went haywire. And I had to pull an all-nighter, slept about 3 hours, woke up, had to go into the office, deal with another issue. Everything kind of was wrapping up early, so I'm like, okay, let me get some sleep. But I come home, and my Comcast is absolutely upside down. I can't figure it out. Some of my devices are connected, some of them aren't, some of them have good uptime, some of them don't. No one can figure any of it out. I somewhat stabilized it, just kind of going through a router settings spiral. But we're here, and guess who we got? It's all worth it too, by the way. It's sometimes like you kind of have to get dragged through the mud, just to enjoy doing this. Because the entire time, every little problem, every little obstacle, when I allowed myself to sleep, it was all to wake up, have energy, and talk to you about how to make a killing, starring Glenn Powell, written and directed by John Padden, like the General Ford. I guess he's a firsty, right? Is Padden's a first name, right? JPF, $15 million, A24. It's a good $15 million spent. I think this movie had a huge potential if it popped. 21 million, because the story is there, and I love this story. It's the richest family imaginable. One of the daughters of this family, or cousins, they get excommunicated. When her son realizes that there's only a few heirs left, he goes on the killing spree, and there's all these fun, interesting ways to kill these people, and we connect the killings to interesting individuals like Topher Grace, Zach Woods from The Office. He plays a wacky artist. Topher Grace is somewhat of a televangelist. Like he does those Christian rallies, and it's like rock music, and it's there, right? Like scene to scene. There's not one transition in this movie where we don't get a amazing character, even down to Ed Harris at the end of this movie, where I'm just happy to see Ed Harris. He looks so good on camera for his age. He's delivering the lines. He can still move. He still has a little bit of life in his eyes. How old is Ed Harris? Let's check this out. Jeez, I've been watching Ed Harris since 1996, The Rock. I just feel like I've been there for almost his whole career. He's 75 years old. Whew. Gotta give it to him. Yeah, like even The Abyss. Like going back to The Abyss, I just love Ed Harris. And then we have Margaret Qualley. We get Jessica Henwick, who, the love interest, the girlfriend. The camera just makes her look like an angel, the most beautiful thing you can ever imagine. And then we get Margaret Qualley, her from The Substance. She's just been getting. She's on the roll. She gets a lot of good character pieces now. She's not starring in movies. She's in movies. Wherever she is, she's the focal point. Good career moves. She's fantastic. She's it's hard to describe her character. And that's a little bit what I like about this movie, where it's not really there at the end. It's not really perfect, but the whole journey there, and then this thing that happened with this movie, and not The Running Man for Glenn Powell, where Glenn Powell, in my view, emerges. He emerges as a leading guy. He emerges as the dude you can put on the poster, the name, the face. He draws you in. And I'll say, like, a little bit of how they positioned this movie is, I think, supposed to be like American Psycho. I think that turned people off. I think the How to Make a Killing, which is somewhat of a play of How to Make a Million, also a part of the plot. So it's a smart title. I think people confused this movie with American Psycho, I think, initially, but I think this movie's good enough to where if enough people saw it in theaters, or if it dropped on stream and enough people saw it and spoke about it, it would become a little bit more of a self-advertising, viral, if you will, thing. But without all that, I like the journey to get to the end of this movie. I'm okay with the ending because I think everyone kind of gets what they deserve. By the time the credits roll, we realize that everyone in this movie has no redeemable feature, that they're all SOBs and sons of bitches, and it doesn't matter who survives by the end, which is why a lot of times when we have films like this, the ending can't deliver. It can't do the right thing. It just needs to do enough and pull in enough of these other plot elements, and then we get to see characters like for the one last time, and see some of the fates. It's satisfactory. It's not Shakespearean. It doesn't make you want. It doesn't trigger you to watch the movie again. It doesn't trigger you to discuss the movie. But I think this is a good study on the next couple steps for Glenn Powell, because I think what this movie does for him, and how much you love him in this movie as this character, as Beckett Redfellow, because it's the rich Redfellow family. You want more of him, not from this movie, but in the future. I think on that, very intelligent. All right, AKAPADers, a little bit of a quick one today. I wanted to at least drop it so you guys can maybe get ready for this for the weekend. After today, I do apologize because all of our releases are just chaotic. I know today, because it's Thursday, you maybe before, like your first film buff drop today might be a baseball episode, because we do a baseball series every Thursday. Baseball movie, baseball series, because I'm a baseball guy. But either way, check this movie out. Let me know what you think. Love you. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.